Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at another LEGO Minecraft set, which is set 21242, the End Arena. This set released January 1st, 2023 and has 252 pieces. It currently retails for $25 and has no current retirement date, so this set will be around for a little while. So you got plenty of time to make a choice if you're on the fence about buying it. First, we're going to take a look at the actual build itself, which is actually pretty interesting for a set like this, and then we'll take a look at the figures and other stuff. So this set is, of course, based in the end dimension, so obviously it's got the nice end stone terrain there. It's got a little bit of lava here, which is a little bit peculiar, and then over here it's got some chorus fruit, which is the first time they've done chorus fruit in LEGO Minecraft, and as you can see, it's just, it is a 1x1 snot brick with studs on all sides, as you can see, with the new flower piece on it. It looks pretty accurate. It's the only one in this set, unfortunately. I wish there was a little bit more. This set is, of course, centered around this Ender Dragon statue, and it's got the nice end crystal towers on either side. It's a little strange because chorus fruit does not grow in the main end island, and these towers don't spawn anywhere except for the main end island, so a little bit peculiar, but these towers are represented nicely. As you can see, they've got the nice bedrock detailing right there, which looks really good with the end crystal on top. The dragon looks a little bit flat. It's obviously not supposed to look exactly like the dragon. It's supposed to look like a man-made structure of it, but it's still a little strange in my opinion. It doesn't really work for me, but I think the features greatly make up for that, and the figures, of course, which we'll get into a little bit later. Around the side, you get to the back, and stuff starts to look a lot less LEGO Minecrafty and a little more, you can see all the anti-studs there. You can see this weird knob and the eyes from the back, this strange thing, just shapes that aren't supposed to be there. We'll get to that. Around the front, when you push in on that knob, this orange little bit here shoots out. That's a little bit of a like lava slab, which is kind of strange. I guess it is that it actually shoots out lava. Kind of interesting. Afterwards, you can of course see the little thing that pushed it out. The main feature is with the little thing in the back. You can kind of see my fingers back there. When you pull out of it, these piston, or what are supposed to be piston, doors open and close. So pushing in makes them open, pulling them out makes them close. So you can kind of trap your player there and make them fall into this very shallow lava. I think it works really nicely. It's super smooth. It can be a little bit wobbly, so you can't really see it super well just because of my lighting, but it kind of can pulse inward and outward depending on how you have the rest of everything, which is a little bit strange considering how it's all built up. But it's really smooth. It's really fun to just fidget with a lot. Just to go like that all the time. It's a pretty fun build. You can of course have your little figures, fight, and just have one of them be standing on there and then just fall in. They don't fall super deep, so you kind of have to use your little imaginations. But overall, I think it's pretty nice. It's decently, I mean, it's not super tall, but it's decently tall for this. The mechanism is actually pretty interesting around back, the way that the little knobs move it inward and outward. They utilize a new, if I can maybe get it zoomed in a little bit. They utilize, you can kind of see, yeah. If you look, that's not a normal 2x4. It's kind of hard to tell, but right about there, you can see there is a plus Technic pinhole, and there's one of those on each of the middles of 4 studs. That's a recent piece, I think, for 2023. It's really neat how they're able to utilize it, and it also enables you to store some items that really can't be used, like this this nice potion and this carrot. You can just kind of stick them back there, especially the carrot, because the carrot's kind of hard to store. But you can just kind of stick them back there and have them ready for use later. First up, we're going to look at the first of the 2 exclusive figures. I don't think these guys really have a name, so this is the one with the shield. He wields a nice netherite sword, which has come in a surprising number of sets. And this really, really nice shield, of course. This is obviously not a sticker because LEGO Minecraft does not do stickers. But it's got a really nice dragon printing on it. And of course, they just attach it using one of these little bar stud things that they've been using for a while. The printing on the figure looks really cool. He's got a little potion in a pouch, some nice reflective yellows and golds on there, and around back you can kind of see similar, just a continued design. I actually really like this, especially with all the purple and stuff. And if you remove the iron helmet, you can see a little bit more of the nice nice printing on there. You can see he's got like a scar across his face, right about there. He's got a pretty basic face, and his the head mold itself is of course the like dark brown color, similar to Steve. But this figure is really nice. I especially like the shield, and the additional armor is always good. I feel like they don't put enough armor in sets, and I really like getting the helmet. I would have loved another piece of chest plate, but really nice. And of course, getting another netherite sword is always pretty cool. Next, of course, is the yellow and red warrior, I guess you could say. He's the one that has all the enchanted stuff, which I really like. More enchanted stuff in these sets is always good because they just don't do it enough. For instance, this axe piece has only ever been in one other set, and it was like a $10 set. It was really small, but it wasn't very common, meaning the set just went for a ton of money. So it's really nice to, in a $25 set now, get this piece again. He also comes with an enchanted bow, which only came in, I think, one other set, which is another end set, which is kind of funny. And I think the helmet's not very common either. I don't remember what all sets came with it, but it's really nice to get that. Just take it off so you can see. He's got the yellow head. You can't see it super well with my lighting, but it is just a basic yellow color. With these like nougat arms, I guess, and these dark tan legs, which they look very similar, the colors. On camera they don't, but in person they look very similar, and it's a little off-putting. But I really like the body. I think it's pretty decent. It's got some little like pockets and stuff. It's got the satchel print on there. Around back, if you can just get to focus, you can see that's a quiver. You can see the little detailing to show that it's a quiver for arrows and such. Another cool thing is the scar across his eye. I really like that. Despite it just being like 2 extra pixels above and below parts of his eye, it looks really good and a lot like his eye has been, scratched or gouged out. So I really quite like it. It's unfortunate that the hair is blocked off a lot, because I also really like that hair printing. But of course, in wearing the helmet, you don't see any of the hair really at all. I briefly mentioned these before, but there are 2 additional items, those being a nice golden carrot, which is literally just a golden carrot piece with the brown stem, and then a potion of healing, which is just a red minifigure head with the little pieces on top. It's how they've been doing it for quite a while now, so it's just nice to get these as little accessories as well. It wouldn't be an end set without an Enderman, of course, and this time they had a different approach to the Enderman. It's the same prints and same molds and everything. However, this time at his base, they actually give him a piece. That is not my addition. That little tan bit right there is in the set, and it's actually so that he doesn't fall over, which is really nice. Because anyone who has these guys know that if you try to actually just have him stand up with the block in his hand, he will just topple over completely. And what's nice about this is it prevents him from toppling over with the block and without, because even without the block, he's a little shaky simply because it's just the 2 studs. It's not that much. Of course, to those that don't know, the arms are just these 1x6s. It's pretty basic. They just stick onto this block, which is just a brick-built little piece right there, if I can get to focus, just so you can kind of see. Yeah, it's pretty basic. You can build your own little blocks. You can put the block in the setup if you want. They don't need to be carrying it. It's just what the set tells you to do. I really like this approach with it because it enables you to have him standing anywhere instead of just only on the build. And it's nice to get another Enderman. You don't see those as much in sets, and I mean, they aren't that common in game, but it would have been nice to at least get one in like the Warped Forest set. Yeah, so if you've ever seen a Lego Minecraft Enderman, this is it. You're not missing out on anything. So now I've got the highlight of the set, which is the Shulker, which consists of 2 brand new pieces, this like top and bottom. You can easily just take him apart, just separate it. He's got a nice little print down there. You can kind of see it. Come on. Yeah, so you can just kind of see it's just 2 eyes. It's of course printed. You get an extra as usual. But these just kind of go together. Unfortunately, there's no way to have him like lifted and not just completely off. You can kind of have him like leaned upwards. This looks pretty good for him like peeking out. And if you really want to have like an open, there's not really a good way that you can do that, unfortunately. What's also interesting is that this is the piece that they use for Skulk Shriekers. Just gotta get to focus so you can kind of see. So when you just take this off, you can see that there's actually a stud underneath. And so basically what they do is they just place a 2x2 round plate in there. And it fits pretty perfectly, it's surprising. And then they just put a printed piece on top. What's also kind of neat is that these pieces both have anti-studs on the bottom. So you can just attach these to anywhere. Of course, this one is usually used as the base of the Shulker, and this one is used as the Skulk Shriekers. So they kind of have to, but then they just use this piece, which is the 2x2 tile with normal studs instead of anti-studs, which is super useful. A very strange color in this like pastel purple. I don't get it that often. Come on, get the focus in there. But also, there is no, you cannot, let me just put that down. The hole you can put a bar through, however, for whatever reason, it does not go all the way through, which is kind of nice, but also a little strange. I don't know what really you'd use it for if it could, but just a fun thing to note. Overall, I think this set is pretty decent. It's a little strange just because of the build and how, like, you know, it's not an actual build in Minecraft, obviously. It's a custom build, and it's a very strange one at that. I don't think you could actually fully build this in-game simply because of some of the designs, especially with the dragon's like face. But overall, I think it's pretty decent, especially if you're just trying to get some of the enchanted tools, more Enderman, other just parts in here. The Shulker, I think it's very nice for that. The price per part is really good with 9.9 cents per piece approximately, which is like really good, especially compared to, you know, today's usual standards, and how a lot of sets are kind of bloated in price with not very many parts. But I just think that this set is kind of meh, you know, it's good. I think $25 is quite a bit for, you know, if you like what you see, then go for it. But I don't think this set is like perfect by any means. All that it accomplishes everything it tries to be, but I think just what it is overall not fantastic, especially since there aren't very many end sets, so it's not like this can go with very many setups. There have only been the 2 Ender Dragon sets, which like one of them was from like what 2014, the other one is from something like 2017. So they're both expired completely. However, and they're also both just Ender Dragons with towers, so LEGO has a huge obsession with the Ender Dragon for whatever reason, and I'd love to see some actual End Islands, and I think we might be getting a hint of that with the Shulker here and the Chorus Fruit, but until then, I think that this set is kind of just, it's alright. If you like what you see and you like the play features and stuff, totally go for it, because for that, it's 100% worth it. But to add to a Minecraft setup, it can't really fit with that much, simply because of what does and doesn't exist for LEGO Minecraft. But it's a nice set to have overall. But that's about all for this review. If you have any suggestions for future reviews, you can leave them in the comments as usual, and I'll talk to you again soon.